There might not be anything that dogs hate more than fireworks and loud noises. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why this happens, talk about some common mistakes that people make, and finally, some simple methods that you can use to make any loud night a bit more comfortable for your anxious friend. Hopefully, these tips will help your dog navigate these scary and overwhelming situations with ease. First, let's just investigate why some dogs get stressed by sounds and why some dogs react so fearfully. The first reason is genetics and environment. They're not independent. It's nature plus nurture. So some dogs might have a predisposition genetically, and some dogs may also have had an experience that was not a positive one. Number 2, lack of socialization. Socialization is a period up until about 12 to 14 weeks of age. During that time, we want dogs to have a positive association with everything that we'd like them to feel comfortable with for the rest of their life. So if they lack socialization around loud noises, they might be fearful. Number 3, a medical issue. Anytime we have a behavior problem like fear, anxiety, barking, whatever the behavior is in response to the loud sound, we always want to dive deep and figure out what the underlying reason is for the behavior. So there might be a medical issue, so it's always important to rule out any possible underlying medical reason for the behavior. So you may want to schedule a visit with your vet. And the fourth reason is a possible single event learning situation. Let's say as a child you were stung by a bee. You might, as an adult, be really afraid of bees. So your dog might have had a single event learning that was not positive, that has negative association, that has now made them fearful about fireworks or loud sounds. Now let's talk about some common mistakes. First mistake, ignoring. Ignoring as a unique intervention promotes frustration. That is, we don't want to just ignore the behavior because let's say a dog is barking and we just ignore it, they might become more frustrated. We might see what's called an extinction burst, which means not only are they barking, but maybe they start barking and nipping at you too. And it's not likely to resolve on its own. Number 2, it's okay to comfort your dog. Frequently, if a dog is fearful or seems afraid, people say, don't comfort it because you'll reinforce that fear. That's a myth. It's all right to give your dog some comfort if they're feeling anxious. What you do want to avoid is, let's say they're barking because they're afraid. You wouldn't want to inadvertently reinforce the barking. And number 3, exposure or flooding. Flooding is the opposite of what we want to do. We want to use desensitization, which means moving at a pace that the dog indicates they're comfortable by their body language, and counter conditioning, which is pairing with something that the dog finds positive. Again, the opposite, the mistake here, would be flooding. That's exposure to too much, too soon, without the possibility of escape. I don't like snakes.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
If you put me in a room with snakes, I'm never going to have a warm and fuzzy feeling about them. That would be flooding. We want to avoid that. Finally, let's talk solutions. Number 1, you want to consult with your vet. You want to make sure to rule out any possible underlying medical conditions. Number 2, training before it happens. What we want to do is try to train for behaviors that we want to see before we have a problem behavior. So we don't want to wait until there's an issue to start working on great skills and behaviors that your dog can offer and you can ask for, that you can reinforce on a daily basis. For example, the time to fix my roof is not during a hurricane. I want to fix it before. So same thing, we want to equip our dogs with skills and behaviors that they can use to access reinforcers and feel more comfortable and confident. Number 3, management, which may include medication if your vet prescribes it. This means things like sounds that you use to mute outside sounds, maybe music, white noise, the TV. This might mean distance For example, I have a colleague who has a dog that suffers from sound phobias. And when she knows that they are going to occur, for example, during the 4th of July, she actually books a hotel in a completely different area. And number 4, training. You want to use desensitization and counter conditioning to teach behaviors that will equip your dog to have confidence and to feel better in general about all the various things that they're going to encounter in life, including potentially scary sounds. Finally, if your dog struggles from sound sensitivities and fearful behavior associated with loud noises, I offer one-on-one consults, and I'll leave the link below. If you've made it this far and you're struggling to train your dog, or even you're just starting out with training, I wrote the 10-Minute a Day Dog book just for folks like you. I'll leave the link in the description.